Welcome, everyone, to our midweek exhale on what, in England anyway, is a very warm summer's evening. I think it's a little more reasonable where Marie is in Southern Ireland, but even as far as the north of England, we're starting to melt. It doesn't normally happen. Temperatures that begin with a 3. So we are going to take account of that, and I'll come to that in a little while. But first, let's introduce the whole session. So our midweek exhale is your opportunity to take some active conscious rest in the middle of your week, an opportunity to pause, an opportunity to take stock of where you have been in the week so far, and to just allow the week ahead to unfold and arrive, shall we say. Um, our sessions always take the same form. So we explore 4 breathworks during this session in a sequence. And the breathworks are always flanked. They start with birdsong, we move into the breathwork, and then they finish with silence before we move on to the next breath. And we do this consciously and purposefully. Birdsong is a very ancient indicator to our nervous system that the environment that we are in is safe. Because when our ancestors heard birdsong, they knew that there were no predators around. Because as soon as predators came into the environment, the birds left, and so the birdsong went with them. And our nervous system remembers this. And so when we hear birdsong, it's an immediate and natural indicator to the unconscious part of our bodies that everything is well and that we can relax that nervous system and allow some gentle peace. The silence, the silence does something similar in terms of moving us out of an activated nervous system state into a calmer nervous system state. But the other thing that silence does, it's almost magical. The other thing that silence does is it allows our body to do all of the things that need to happen. And again, this is unconscious. But it allows all of the things, the many things that the body does when we are not active and when we are not pushing it. Things like repairing, things like digesting, all of those sorts of things. And the other thing that it does, which for someone of my years is very good to know, is it allows neural pathways to integrate, to build. So all of the things that we've done that have created those new neural pathways, silence allows them to settle in and to become established. So that's the shape of what it is we do. We will take 4 breaths and we will repeat that 4 times. Now, the breaths that we're going to do today, we're going to start with awareness. And I should just say, you don't have to remember this. We will guide you through each of the breaths. So don't worry about remembering it. But some people like to know before the breath begins what it is that we're going to do in this session. So we're going to start with awareness. And then we're going to invite you to breathe deeply. So to drop the breath right down into the bottom of your lungs. Then we're going to do an extended exhale, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth with a longer exhale. And in honor of the warm weather, throughout that breath, I'm going to invite you to make that a cooling breath. It's still the same in that it's a longer exhale and a shorter inhale. But for the cooling breath, I'm going to invite you to roll your tongue, if that's possible, into this shape. And you bring your inhale in through that rolled up straw tongue and out through the rolled up straw tongue. Now, not everybody can physiologically do that. So don't worry if you can't do it. I'm just going to invite you to create like pursed lips, like a straw mouth. And breathe the inhale and the exhale through that straw mouth. Now, I'm telling you that now because when I say and your eyes are closed to roll your tongue, you won't know what I'm talking about, but hopefully you've seen this and you know what I mean. And then we're going to finish with coherence. So that was a long explanation of the 4 breaths in there. We only have one rule at the Exhale Awakening, and that is for you to be comfortable. And we not only mean your physical comfort, although we do mean your physical comfort. So make any movements that you need to make sure that you're supported. You can do this seated or lying down. But make sure that you're supported, that you're comfortable, and that you, if throughout the breath you don't feel comfortable, that you remember to move and you remember to make these micro adjustments that make the breath comfortable for you. But we extend that comfort beyond that too. So we are not going to ask you to push through today. That kind of defeats the object of a pause in the middle of the week, asking you to push. So all we're going to, you may have emotions that come up. You may have sensations, physical sensations. You may have thoughts that come up. And we're just going to invite you to notice those and potentially sit with them, even if they make you feel, which sometimes happens. Breathwork can take us to slightly uncomfortable places. And we're not asking you to bypass that. What we're asking you to do is not to push into it, just to watch, just to witness, just to sit with is what we would call it. Just sit with whatever it is that's coming up for you. And if at any point the discomfort gets beyond what you wish to experience, then all of that is fine. Just return your breath to its natural rhythm and join back in with the breath whenever you feel comfortable to join back in with the breath. So I think that's all I need to say. I've got a little nod from Marie. So I'm going to invite you to make yourself comfortable. So find a place that feels good. Find a place that feels good to you, seated or lying down. You might want to have some water with you. It is really warm, depending where you are in the world, of course. You might want to have some water with you. You might, depending where you are, want to have a blanket with you. Just take care of your physical comfort as we go. And yeah, let's begin. I'm going to start the music now. And I'm just going to invite you, first of all, to be aware of the surface that you are seated or lying down on. To notice that. To notice the connection that you have with that surface, and to notice the connection underneath that surface to the earth. And if you're above floor level, there might be a ceiling and a room underneath that, but ultimately you're connected to the earth. And just begin to feel that connection. Just begin to notice that connection to the earth. And then bring your attention to the breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale. Notice whether you're breathing in through your nose or in through the mouth. And notice how it feels to inhale. Is it catching anywhere? How far down into your body is it landing? And as you're noticing, are you feeling the inclination to change anything? And if you are, just gently making those changes that you're invited to. And as you begin to turn your attention inward, you might notice some other sensations. You might notice some emotions, some feelings that are moving through your body. And you will almost certainly be able to notice some thoughts. And we're not going to encourage you to quieten any of that. We're going to just encourage you to notice, to sit with, to tend those thoughts, those feelings, those sensations. And as you notice, just extend your listening. Perhaps there's another layer underneath what you're noticing. Perhaps you can hear the connection between your thoughts and your feelings, or your thoughts and your sensations. And you don't have to change anything, and you certainly don't have to judge or criticize yourself for any of that. All you're doing is noticing, becoming aware, making what perhaps before you started to breathe was unconscious, and you're just making it conscious. You're just noticing it. We've got 1 more minute of this track before we move into 2 minutes of silence. And you can continue with the awareness during the silence, or you can just return to a rested place, letting your natural breath rhythm move through your body and enjoy a rest.
And as the bird song brings the silence to a close, just taking a few moments to reflect on that silence. Maybe that was your first silence of the day, and maybe it wasn't. Just reflecting on what it felt like. And for our next breath style, I'm going to invite you to some deep breathing. Now, you don't necessarily have to fill your lungs as you do this, but I'm going to invite you to take the breath deep into your lungs. And you'll feel that, well, you may feel that in a few places. So you may feel it because your belly may move when you inflate the bottom of your lungs. But maybe you'll notice movements in your side at the bottom of your rib cage. And maybe you might even notice movements in your back. So as we breathe in this style, seeing where you can notice those movements, as well as the bottom of your lungs causing your belly to move. So go to breathe in gently through the nose, if that's available to you. And you might want to put your hands on your belly. You might even want to put your hands at the bottom of your rib cage to feel the movement. And and you might just want to breathe without that, and it's up to you. Breathing in gently through the nose and bringing that breath deep down into your lungs. And when we breathe deep like that, we're using our diaphragm to breathe. Our diaphragm's that big jellyfish-like muscle, dome-like, that flattens when we inhale. So sometimes even visualizing that can help. And keep your inhale gentle. You don't have to keep inhaling until your lungs are full. Just inhaling enough. And then gently just releasing on the exhale. And when we breathe deeply like this, we're again signaling to our body that it's safe to rest now. Keeping your focus on the movement in your belly and your lower ribs, and even in your back as the very bottom of your lungs inflates. And if you find your attention maybe drifting from the breath, it's absolutely fine. But as soon as you notice bringing your attention back to the movement, maybe back to the diaphragm, but bringing your attention back to that breath. Maybe as you breathe deeply, maybe you notice that your breath has slowed down. And we're in our last 90 seconds of this breath style. So maybe you can deepen your breath just a little bit more. Maybe really bringing your attention to the breath for this last minute. We'll soon go back into the silence and just rest in the silence now that you've told your body that it's safe to do that.
And as the bird song begins again and brings the silence to a gentle close, just noticing how that silence felt after the deep breathing. Maybe it felt different to the silence after the first breath awareness, and maybe it felt exactly the same. Your invitation is just to notice how they felt. And in our next breath segment, I'm going to invite you to an extended exhale. And traditionally, you would bring the breath in through the nose and out gently through the mouth. And the mouth isn't wide open, it's just a gentle opening. But in honor of the heat that some of us are at least feeling, I'm going to invite you to also combine this with a cooling breath. So rolling your tongue and inhaling through the rolled tongue, and then doing a long exhale out through that rolled tongue. Now, you won't manage this for a full track. So just do this for 2 or 3 breaths, and then return to an extended exhale in through the nose and a long exhale through a gentle open mouth. So let's start with the cooling breath. Rolling your tongue or making a straw shape with your mouth and bringing the air in and out through that rolled tongue. And after 2 or 3 breaths of that cooling breath, just bring your breath back to an extended exhale, breathing in through the nose and letting the breath go gently through the mouth. But a gentle open mouth, not a full open mouth. In through the nose, gently out through the mouth. If settling the breath like this invites a yawn, letting the yawns come. It's just your nervous system relaxing. And going back to the breath in through the nose. And gently out through the open mouth. We're just over halfway through now. You might want to do a couple more cooling breaths, rolling the tongue. Coming back to a natural extended exhale, in through the nose and out through a gently open mouth for the next couple of minutes. We're moving now into the last 30 seconds. You might want to do one more cooling breath before you go into the rest. Or you might want to just let your breath return back to its natural rhythm. And your invitation is definitely to just rest in this silence, bringing your awareness into it.
And again, as the birdsong brings the silence to a close, just reflecting on that silence. And just noticing if it felt the same or if it felt different to the other silences. And for our final breath segment, I'm going to invite you to coherence breathing. And coherence breathing is also known as balanced breathing or harmonic breathing, because I want to invite you to bring your inhale and your exhale to the same length. And you can count in your head, or you can use your fingers, bringing the tip of each finger to your thumb for your count. Or you can just set the intention and allow your body to find the count, bringing the inhale and the exhale to the same length. And as we begin, we're going to breathe together, all of us together at the same time for just 2 breaths. And it might help you find your count as well in this segment. So at the bottom of your next exhale, just taking a pause. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And keeping the breaths balanced yourself, but maybe in a different count. Finding the count that's right for you now. You might want to count to 3 or 5 or 6, or maybe 4 was just perfect. but inhaling gently through your nose and exhaling gently through your nose, if that's available to you. Keeping your inhale gentle and keeping your exhale gentle, and not feeling any need to push or to force. If it feels like the count's too long, just take one out of the inhale and one out of the exhale. And equally, if it feels it's too short, just extend each by one. Maybe if you're still counting, maybe you can put an extra count into the inhale and into the exhale at this stage. Or maybe you want to take a count out. Keeping it comfortable and keeping it balanced. Keeping the breaths gently in and out through your nose. And if your attention has drifted, we're in the last minute. So bringing your attention back to your breath. And as we approach the silence, if you are still counting, letting the counting go. And maybe the balanced breaths will come with you into the silence, and maybe they won't. Either way, just resting.
And as the birdsong brings the silence to a close for the last time in this session, just reflecting not only on your time in the silence and on your breath of harmony, but reflecting on the whole journey, maybe remembering what it felt like when you first brought your awareness to the breath. And just noticing what's present for you now. And it might be the same and it might be different. And all of those things are perfectly okay. And we are going to use the last minute or so of the birds now to bring some gentle movement into our body and to prepare ourselves for coming back into the room. You might want to have a stretch. You might want to make smaller or larger movements. You might want to change your breath a little. You might want to gently blink open your eyes and take a look around the room. And if you are laid down, you might want to move gently onto your side and then come up into sitting, just taking care of yourself as you do so. And the invitation over the next minute or two, you don't need to rush, is to come back into the Zoom room.
And as you slowly come back, taking your time, I just want to draw your attention to our usual links. If you're in the room, they're in the chat. And if you're watching On YouTube, they'll be below. And if you're in the community, they'll all be in the events. And our first link is for our YouTube channel. And the recordings of these sessions go up on our YouTube channel. So yeah, you're very welcome to get recordings of older sessions, and also shorter bits from sessions are on the YouTube channel if you just wanted to breathe one section instead of the whole 40 minutes. They're also in our Exhale library. And I suppose the difference is there's no ads in the Exhale library, but that's not the only difference, because in the Exhale library, we have a section called Breath of the Week, where you can explore different breaths. There's a section called Free Introductions to our courses, and anything we're doing, we do a free introduction for, so you get a flavour of it in there. So there's that as well as the recording. So it's not just the recordings that you'll find there. But if you do click on the link above, that's all in the free tier of our community, which is called the Threshold. You will also see details on that same link for our second tier, which is called Acorns. And Acorns is the active tier in the community. Acorns is the beating heart of our community, because everybody in Acorns takes a day where they hold presence for, yeah, they take an hour and 11 minutes in the day, and they hold the space for the whole community. And then we do magical things with time casted back and forward. But yeah, we need 30 breath keepers so that we can cover every day in the month. And we don't have 30 breath keepers yet. But maybe you're feeling the call to be part of the community. And when you sign up, you do make a covenant, you do make that promise that you will in your turn do your day in the month. So if that sounds like something maybe that you want more details on, that's on that link, the community link as well. You'll find it there. And then the last link is, as usual, our directory listing. And yeah, our directory listing is, if you're not in the community, you can contact us. And you can also, if you feel called, you can leave us a review, all of which we love getting. And that's all of our notices, except to say that although the session was gentle, it's still breath work, and things can maybe have moved gently in the session, but over the next day or 2 days, you might notice things coming up, thoughts or feelings, and just noticing them and acknowledging them, but also taking care of yourself. Making sure you're properly hydrated, and especially in the hot weather. And no, it's not over 30 degrees in North County Donegal. It's not. We don't get that heat, but it's 20 and we're boiling at 20. But keeping hydrated and eating nourishing food, and maybe getting out in the cool of the evening into nature. And yeah, just having a journal maybe that you can record things that come up or things that strike you, and generally being gentle with yourself and looking after yourself. So I'm going to put off the recording. For anybody watching it, hopefully we will breathe with you again soon. And thank you for breathing.